I'm not a bank. Charles shuts his ears to Harry's beseeching. Sussex is over head and ears in debts. King Charles told the late Queen that he was not a bank when she asked him why he wasn't taking Harry's call, when she stepped in to try and heal their rift, it is claimed. The Queen is believed to have tried hard to improve the relationship that Harry had with the royal family after leaving the UK in 2020 and setting up home in California. Harry and Meghan have made regular media appearances in the United States where they have spoken of the problems that they have had with other royals. And it has now emerged that the Queen tried to ease the tension when Charles stopped taking phone calls from Harry because he was fed up with being asked for money, sources told The Sun. Harry apparently bombarded the Queen with calls in the final year of her life about money, but having handed over many duties due to her failing health, she was neither willing nor able to help out. Instead, the Queen spoke to Charles about the problem and asked why he was only accepting emails and not phone calls from Harry, to which he is claimed to have said, "Because I am not a bank." The late Queen was always happy to speak with Harry, but when he asked for money she said, "Why don't you speak to your father?" Harry told her that Charles wasn't taking his calls anymore, said the Sun insider. Charles insisted that his son must email him instead. Members of the family, including William, had stopped speaking to Harry when they learned of his book deal, fearing what they said could end up in print. Harry is not as well off as people are led to believe. He was wanting money. When the Queen asked Charles what he was doing about it because she was fielding so many calls, he told her, "I'm not a bank." The Sussexes are financially independent in the US and have multi-million-pound deals with Netflix and Spotify. But in an explosive interview with Oprah Winfrey in 2020 where he criticized other royals, he also accused his dad of cutting him off financially and claimed he had stopped taking his calls. "My family literally cut me off financially," Harry said. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex piled the pressure on Spotify last week for hosting disinformation on the platform via Joe Rogan's podcast. They released a statement on Sunday confirming that they had expressed concerns with Spotify bosses. Joe Rogan has faced criticism over his views on the coronavirus vaccine, as many have argued he uses his extremely popular podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, to spread misinformation. Musicians Neil Young and Joni Mitchell asked to have their music removed from Spotify in response to Mr. Rogan's podcast. Royal expert Katie Nicholl questioned where the Sussexes might go next after these deals in an appearance on True Royalty TV's The Royal Beat last summer. She said, "I think the biggest threat to Harry and Meghan, once these book deals are done and the podcasts are done and Spotify, then what is their currency?" A similar sentiment was expressed by royal expert Russell Myers. Speaking on Pod Save the Queen at the beginning of last year, he suggested Spotify are likely to want something a bit meatier in future episodes. He said, "I don't think they'll just give out tens of millions of pounds to Harry and Meghan to just churn out podcasts like they did on the pilot episode.